Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins are entering the 2025 NFL season with high expectations, but also heavy concerns about their health. And one of the most talked about storylines heading into Week 1 revolves around linebacker Jaelan Phillips. The Dolphins closed out preseason action with a gritty 14-6 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. But most of the focus after the game wasn't on the scoreboard. It was on the condition of key players. Phillips, a former first-round pick who has dealt with more than his share of injuries in recent seasons, made a revealing admission about what he's been going through physically. He told reporters that he recently battled an oblique strain but feels much stronger now. His statement reassured fans and coaches alike, who know how important he is to Miami's defensive identity. After all, when healthy, Phillips is one of the most explosive young defenders in the entire league. Phillips' update couldn't have come at a better time because the Dolphins have lived with injury anxiety for years, most notably surrounding quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Tua's concussion history has cast a long shadow over the franchise, with questions about whether his career could be cut short lingering around every hard hit he takes. Add to that the health scares surrounding star receivers Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle during training camp, and it's no wonder Dolphins fans are cautiously holding their breath. Thankfully, Hill and Waddle's recent absences turned out to be minor, but Phillips' candid acknowledgement of his own physical challenges gave a clearer picture of how Miami's locker room is approaching the season. These players know they are one more setback away from derailing an otherwise talented roster. Phillips saying he feels really good and really strong is exactly the type of news Dolphins Nation needed heading into the first week of September. Still, Phillips' injury history is no small footnote, and that's what makes this admission so significant. Since being drafted by Miami in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft, Phillips has shown flashes of brilliance, but has also been repeatedly sidelined. In 2023, he suffered a devastating injury that cut his season short, and in 2024, it was a knee issue that kept him off the field. Every time it seems like he's about to take the leap from promising prospect to dominant defensive star, something pulls him back. This oblique strain, while minor compared to his past setbacks, was another reminder of the razor-thin margin NFL players deal with when it comes to health. What makes Phillips' case so compelling is the sense that if he can just stay upright for a full season, Miami's defense could take a leap from being respectable to being one of the most feared units in the league. For head coach Mike McDaniel, Phillips' health is part of a much larger puzzle. McDaniel is an offensive-minded coach known for his creativity and play-calling wizardry, but he understands better than anyone that his team cannot achieve greatness without a defense capable of holding its own. In today's NFL, where quarterbacks are throwing for 300 yards as casually as handing off a football, pass rushers like Phillips are game-changers. He has the size, speed, and instincts to wreck an opposing quarterback's day, and pairing him with other Miami defenders could give the Dolphins a balanced identity that has often been missing. McDaniel and general manager Chris Grier built this roster knowing health would dictate everything. It's no coincidence that nearly every preseason press conference has included questions about recovery timelines, strength levels, and medical updates. Miami isn't just preparing for Indianapolis in Week 1. It's preparing to survive a long season. The Dolphins' recent history paints a vivid picture of both potential and frustration. Back in 2023, Miami started the year on fire, breaking records offensively and looking like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Tua was slinging the ball all over the field, Tyreek Hill was putting up video game numbers, and Jalen Waddle looked unstoppable as a complementary weapon. But as the season wore on, injuries piled up, and the team stumbled into the playoffs only to be bounced in the wild card round by the eventual champion Kansas City Chiefs. Fast forward to 2024, and the bottom fell out even more dramatically. Tua missed crucial stretches, the defense struggled, and Miami ultimately failed to qualify for the postseason altogether. That kind of regression has left fans desperate for a rebound, and the organization knows this season has to be different. Phillips' health, while only one piece, symbolizes that broader struggle. There's also the looming reality that Tua's situation is unlike anything else in football right now. Every time he takes the field, there is an unspoken tension that follows. One more concussion could potentially force him into early retirement, and that is not just speculation. It's something doctors and analysts have openly warned about. Miami has done its best to protect him with a strong offensive line and a quick-release passing scheme. But football is unpredictable. That's why keeping players like Phillips healthy matters even more. If the Dolphins can't rely on their quarterback to be available all season, they'll need the defense to step up and deliver game-changing plays. A dominant defensive presence could help Miami weather the storm if injuries creep up elsewhere, and Phillips' ability to pressure quarterbacks is the kind of insurance policy you can't put a price on. It's no exaggeration to say his presence could swing Miami's season. Beyond just the injury headlines, this Dolphins roster is undeniably talented. Tyreek Hill is still the fastest man on the field nearly every Sunday. Jalen Waddle gives Miami another top-tier receiver defenses can't ignore, and running back Devon Achane has shown glimpses of becoming a dynamic threat out of the backfield. Add in the coaching creativity of McDaniel, and you have a team capable of scoring in bunches. The challenge, as always, will be sustaining that explosiveness while avoiding the pitfalls of attrition. Phillips' return to full strength means Miami could finally field a unit that complements its high-powered offense rather than leaning entirely on it. Football has always been about balance, and the Dolphins' best chance at making noise in the AFC depends on having all phases clicking together. If Phillips is right about feeling really strong, then Miami's defense may be ready to match its offense punch for punch. The preseason win against Jacksonville didn't reveal too much about where Miami stands competitively, but it did provide a glimpse into how the coaching staff is managing its personnel. Tua took snaps, Hill and Waddle looked sharp in limited action, and Phillips wasn't pressed into unnecessary risk. The focus wasn't on scheme or fireworks, but on emerging from August without catastrophic news. Winning ugly 14-6 against the Jaguars might not inspire headlines, but in a league where preseason often turns into an injury lottery, Miami walked away relatively unscathed. That alone counts as a victory. For Phillips, the preseason was about confidence, about proving to himself that his body can handle the grind again. For his teammates, hearing him say he feels strong could be a quiet rallying point. The locker room understands that its fate depends on avoiding the kind of bad luck that has haunted it lately. As September 7th approaches, all eyes will be on Indianapolis, where the Dolphins will open their 2025 campaign against the Colts. It's a matchup that might not scream marquee on paper, but for Miami, it represents a chance to set the tone early. A road win in Week 1 would not only silence some doubters, but also give the team confidence that it can handle adversity away from Hard Rock Stadium. For Jalen Phillips, it will be the first true test of his body in a live, competitive setting since declaring himself healthy. If he plays like the disruptive force Miami drafted him to be, the Dolphins' defense could immediately set a tone for the season. Conversely, if injuries creep back into the picture, the narrative could quickly shift to frustration once again. That's why every snap in Week 1 will feel magnified for this Dolphins squad. Ultimately, Jalen Phillips' admission about his oblique strain and his reassurance of renewed strength is more than just a routine injury update. It's symbolic of where the Miami Dolphins stand as a franchise. This team is talented enough to make a deep playoff run, but fragile enough to collapse if the injury bug strikes again. Fans have lived through both extremes in recent memory, watching jaw-dropping offensive performances crumble under the weight of unavailable stars. Phillips represents hope that the cycle can finally be broken. If he stays healthy, if Tua stays protected, if Hill and Waddle keep stretching defenses, then Miami might just recapture the magic of 2023 and push beyond it. If not, the story could be yet another chapter of what could have been. For now, Dolphins fans are clinging to Phillips' words, hoping that feeling really strong truly means what they need it to mean this season. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? It's official, or at least, that's how the rumor mill is spinning. But the sports world is buzzing as whispers claim Tua Tagovailoa has reportedly said goodbye to the Miami Dolphins. Fans are in total disbelief, scrolling through social media as if a hurricane of shockwaves hit South Florida. The quarterback who once symbolized hope, promise, and the dawn of a new era for the Dolphins might no longer wear the aqua and orange, and this speculation alone is enough to ignite intense debates. Sports bars, living rooms, and online forums are aflame with discussion, ranging from outrage to curiosity, as the prospect of Tua departing shakes not only the Dolphins fan base, but also NFL enthusiasts nationwide. Rumors suggest that behind-the-scenes negotiations, whispers of dissatisfaction, and management dynamics could all play roles in this potential seismic shift. People are wondering who will rise if Tua truly leaves. Sources hint at a stormy atmosphere surrounding the Dolphins' locker room in recent weeks, fueling the speculation of Tagovailoa's exit. Conversations with unnamed insiders paint a picture of tension, subtle disagreements, and a sense of impatience from both player and franchise. The whispers suggest that contract negotiations, future team direction, and ambitions for championships might not have aligned, pushing the quarterback toward a crossroads. Social media exploded the moment the first hints circulated, as fans dissected every gesture, statement, and social media post from Tua and Dolphins officials. Analysts are scrambling to make sense of the situation, comparing it to previous NFL quarterback departures and speculating on the implications for Miami's season. The narrative, whether fully grounded in truth or amplified by rumor, has become irresistible. It's the type of story that fuels endless commentary, leaving fans wondering not just about the immediate consequences, but also about the long-term trajectory of both Tagovailoa and the Dolphins. Whispers of Tagovailoa's exit have also reignited debates about the Dolphins' management strategy, the team's offensive scheme, and their commitment to supporting their star quarterback. Critics argue that if the rumors are true, the Dolphins may have underestimated the importance of keeping a promising talent motivated and satisfied. Meanwhile, supporters speculate that Tua might be eyeing opportunities elsewhere, possibly seeking a franchise that aligns more closely with his vision, ambitions, and playing style. The NFL community is captivated by the potential ripple effects, from draft plans to trade possibilities, and how Miami could adjust its offensive approach in a post-Tua scenario. Every move, from practice performance to media interviews, is being scrutinized for hidden clues. It's the kind of situation where speculation becomes its own entertainment, driving fan engagement and social media frenzy, even before any official confirmation arrives, keeping everyone glued to every tidbit, every rumor, and every insider hint that surfaces. Amid the chatter, questions arise about the broader NFL landscape and how Tua's rumored departure might influence other franchises. Would teams like the Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots, or even a surprise contender suddenly shift strategies in anticipation of a possible quarterback shuffle? Fans and pundits are imagining scenarios ranging from blockbuster trades to unexpected draft maneuvers, all triggered by whispers of one man potentially leaving his current team. The speculation alone reshapes the narrative of the upcoming season, creating a domino effect in sports discussions nationwide. Analysts on TV, YouTube channels, and podcasts are dissecting every angle, from salary cap implications to locker room morale, as if preparing for a high-stakes chess game. Even casual viewers are drawn in, eager to weigh in on who benefits or loses if Miami truly parts ways with its young quarterback, transforming a rumor into a spectacle that dominates conversations. The social media response has been nothing short of explosive, with memes, hot takes, and viral videos flooding platforms as fans process the possibility of Tua's exit. Emotions are running high, as some express heartbreak over the potential loss of a franchise player, while others highlight frustration with what they perceive as mismanagement or unfulfilled potential. Influencers and sports personalities are capitalizing on the buzz, offering both dramatic takes and analytical breakdowns that dissect every nuance of Tua's tenure in Miami. The rumor has taken on a life of its own, transcending mere speculation to become a cultural moment within the NFL community. Conversations that might normally focus solely on game results or statistics are now dominated by what-if scenarios, player futures, and the complex interplay between athlete ambition and organizational vision, creating an electrified atmosphere where reality and rumor blur together in the minds of fans everywhere. Industry insiders suggest that the timing of this potential move is critical, with strategic considerations possibly influencing the decision behind closed doors. The Dolphins may be evaluating draft options, trade leverage, and team chemistry, while Tagovailoa himself could be contemplating a fresh start in an environment better suited to his playing style and aspirations. Rumors hint at multiple teams expressing interest, though details remain elusive, keeping speculation alive and thriving. Fans are left piecing together subtle cues from interviews, practice observations, and cryptic social media posts, treating each fragment of information like a puzzle piece in an unfolding mystery. Meanwhile, sports journalists emphasize the delicate balance between rumor and fact, recognizing that while nothing may be officially confirmed yet, the intensity of the chatter reflects the profound impact Tua's potential departure could have on both the Dolphins and the wider NFL ecosystem, shaping narratives for months to come. The emotional weight of these rumors is palpable among Miami supporters, who recall Tua's memorable performances and moments of brilliance that once sparked hope and optimism. There's a sense of loss intertwined with uncertainty, as fans grapple with the idea that their quarterback, once the centerpiece of a new era, might no longer lead the team on the field. The potential departure also raises questions about leadership, team identity, and the future direction of the Dolphins, creating a mix of nostalgia, disappointment, and curiosity. Sports forums are filled with debates over whether the rumored move represents a necessary evolution for the franchise or a catastrophic misstep. The intensity of engagement illustrates the power of rumor in sports, where speculation alone can evoke strong emotions, rally communities, and dominate conversations even before any official statement has been made, leaving fans emotionally invested in every twist and turn of the unfolding story. Amid the swirling speculation, attention has also turned to potential replacements or alternative strategies for Miami if Tua's exit materializes. Rumors suggest that management could explore draft prospects, free agent signings, or unexpected trades, each carrying its own risks and rewards. The media is analyzing the potential ripple effect on team performance, morale, and future draft positioning, considering how one rumored move might redefine the franchise's trajectory. Fans are simultaneously hopeful and anxious, envisioning both worst-case and best-case scenarios, dissecting past decisions and projecting future outcomes. This creates a dynamic where the rumor itself drives narrative, fan engagement, and media coverage, illustrating how a single piece of news, or even the possibility of news, can dominate the sports landscape. In this environment, every statement, gesture, or subtle hint from Tua or the Dolphins is magnified, fueling a cycle of speculation, anticipation, and passionate debate. Some insiders hint that if Tagovailoa leaves, it could trigger a broader reevaluation of team strategy, offensive philosophy, and talent acquisition across the league. Coaches, scouts, and front offices are rumored to be observing the situation closely, gauging potential opportunities for their own franchises. Analysts are drawing comparisons to past quarterback departures and their ripple effects, noting how a single high-profile move can reshape expectations, trades, and draft decisions in multiple cities. Fans have become amateur strategists overnight, weighing pros and cons, imagining lineups, and debating which team might benefit most from a quarterback rumored to be on the move. The sheer scale of interest demonstrates how speculation can transcend rumor, shaping narratives and influencing decisions in ways that official announcements sometimes cannot. The NFL, it seems, is caught in the gravitational pull of Tua's potential departure, and the conversation shows no signs of slowing. Even beyond the Dolphins fan base, Tua's rumored exit has become a talking point across the broader sports world, influencing discussions about quarterback dynamics, team loyalty, and career strategy. Sports talk shows are devoting segments to the speculation, highlighting possible destinations and analyzing implications for competitive balance. Social media threads overflow with passionate commentary, fan theories, and predictions, creating a virtual ecosystem entirely focused on a single player's future. The rumor has morphed into a phenomenon, blurring the line between entertainment and information, and proving how a single potential move can dominate the collective imagination of millions. Every angle is scrutinized, from potential coaching reactions to fan sentiment, emphasizing how rumor-driven narratives in sports can capture attention, spark debate, and shape perceptions well before the ink is dry on any official announcement or contract change. Meanwhile, the emotional stakes continue to rise, as fans reconcile the potential loss of a beloved quarterback with the uncertainties of what comes next. Discussions range from hypothetical team strategies to personal reflections on memorable plays and career-defining moments, illustrating how deeply players like Tua can resonate with audiences. The rumor has ignited a complex web of speculation, analysis, and emotional investment, where each new tidbit is treated like breaking news. Podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports blogs are racing to interpret subtle signals, while fans debate endlessly about the wisdom, fairness, and inevitability of such a move. In the midst of it all, Miami's future feels suspended in a delicate balance, caught between rumor, hope, and uncertainty, leaving everyone involved, fans, analysts, and players alike, struggling to imagine the season ahead without a definitive answer, as every conversation is colored by the possibility of Tua's farewell. As the rumor gains momentum, it becomes increasingly clear that Tua Tagovailoa's potential exit is more than just a story. It's a cultural moment in the NFL, shaping conversations, fueling speculation, and captivating fans across the country. Analysts, insiders, and fans alike are locked in a cycle of prediction, interpretation, and anticipation, each theory building upon the last. The Dolphins franchise, whether ready or not, has become the epicenter of this swirling narrative, with every tweet, post, and interview scrutinized for hidden meaning. Sports media thrives on these moments, and Tua's rumored departure has all the hallmarks of a story that will dominate headlines for weeks, if not months. Fans continue to debate, dream, and dread the consequences, proving that in the world of professional sports, even unconfirmed speculation can create waves of emotion, dialogue, and excitement that no scoreboard alone could generate. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.